It's time for another Dice Tower review with Zee Garcia.
Hey everybody, today I'm taking a look at Cobras here, which is a trick-taking game in which you are going to be playing cards, following suit, taking tricks, all of that usual stuff. I'll give you an overview in just a second, but the trick here is that you are collecting Cobra tokens and then giving up those Cobra tokens to score victory points, and when you do it is of paramount importance. Very tricky sort of system to manipulate. You want to make sure you stop collecting them at just the right time and cash them all in for the most points possible. Let me show you how this works. We'll come on back. I'll tell you what I thought of it. So here's what the game looks like, set up for 3 players. Each player has a scoring chart as well as a scoring board there to keep track of their points. We have shuffled up the deck, divvied it up among all the players, discarding any extra cards. And we have our pile of Cobra tokens here, which I'm going to be just pushing aside actually so I can play some cards there in the middle. And then we are ready to begin. Besides that, each player is also going to get one of these King Cobra cards. Everybody just has one of those. Put the rest aside. You're ready to start. The objective of the game is, of course, to get the most victory points. You're going to keep going until someone scores 100 or more. And at that point, whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. The deck of cards here is made up of 4 different suits. Let's see, those 4 different suits. And they go up to 13. Besides that, they'll have symbols on the cards. 1, 2, or 3 symbols, depending on the value. The lower cards having a single symbol up to the higher cards, you know, the 11s, 12s, 13s, they have 3 symbols on them. So, we're going to be playing tricks in order to score and take these tokens and then cash them in to actually score victory points until the hand is over and we've played out all of our cards. So I'll be the lead player here and give you a demonstration as to how this goes. I can play any card I want to from my hand. I'll lead that. The players around the table are going to play, and they have to follow suit if they can. So I've played the blue suit there. This player is going to follow that. They'll play that one there. And then this player is going to play this one. Now the winner is this player here. They are going to take these and they are going to score their Cobra tokens, of which they have none right now. The other players, the ones who did not win, are going to take some Cobra tokens. And how many are there to be divvied up depends on the cards that were played. There are 4 symbols on the table. And so 4 of these are going to be divided among the players that did not win. Very simple. 2 for this player, 2 for this player, and this player 1. Again, they would cash in their Cobra tokens. They don't have any. We get rid of that, and this player leads. The winning player is going to lead. They are going to play a card. The rest of the players are going to follow suit. I'll just do this for the sake of the example. And then this player is going to do the same thing. They'll play that one. I'm the winner here. And in this case, I would cash in my tokens for victory points. The chart here lets us know how many points we are going to get. And as you can see, it starts to go up and up and up and up. And at 7, it's ideal. For 7 tokens, you score 21 points. And then it rapidly decreases again. So you want to be able to score when you have exactly 7 of these tokens. As it is right now, I have 2 of them. So I'm going to give them up. You have to cash them all in. You cannot hold any back. And I'm going to get 3 victory points that I'll track on the little handy-dandy tracker there. And then some tokens are divvied up. In this case, there are 5. So this player gets 2, and this player gets 2. They're not even, so that's it. And we put these aside, and again, I would lead whatever card I want to. However, if there are any of these cards that have the 3 symbols on it, we're going to set these aside because they are the clock in the game. You are going to just set them somewhere to remind you, and as soon as we hit 10 of these cards that have the 3 symbols, then the round is over, and that's going to be the last card played. So you do not necessarily, in fact, it's not possible for you to play out all of the cards in your hand. So you're unsure as to how many tricks are actually going to take place in each hand. So again, I would just play something, probably low because I don't want to win right now. I want tokens, not to win. This player is going to play, I don't know, let's play that. And then this player, for the sake of the argument here, is going to play their King Cobra, let's say. And the King Cobra lets you one time in the hand play anything. You don't have to follow suit for that play. And you can say that you would share the win or you share the loss. If you share the loss, you're going to take some tokens like you normally would. If you share the win, you will give in tokens and score like you normally would. However, by doing that, you're also throwing off how many tokens everybody else that's left is going to get. Here's what I mean. This player says, I'm going to share the win. There are 4 tokens to be divvied up, except there's a single player who would get tokens, because both of these players are technically winning, so I would get them all. That can be bad sometimes, especially if I was near 7. But this player gives up their 4 tokens. For 4 tokens, they get 8 points. Very nice. And this player's only giving up 2 tokens for 3. Again, this is not good play. I'm just giving you an example. This card is gone, and these are put aside as well, except that one, which goes over here to track how many of those 3 strength cards have been played. This continues. At the end of the round, when we hit 10 of these, whoever has Cobra tokens at that point is going to lose 1 point per token. So you really got to be careful, especially near the end of the hand. You're just going to be able to try to score whatever you can because you do not want those tokens. And then we shuffle up and play again. Again, these cards go up to 100. You are going to keep playing hands of the game until someone goes over that amount. And then whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. That's pretty much it. Very straightforward, except for the tricky scoring mechanism. So let's go back up top and let me tell you if I thought that little tricky mechanism translated into a good trick-taking game. Okay, so that's Cobras. Let's take a look at our target audience system here, starting with the first T for thematic ties. The game is largely themeless. It could be about anything really. You're collecting tokens, cashing in tokens. But it's a trick-taking game. And many trick-taking games are actually themeless. So I'm glad that they decided to go the extra mile a little bit and actually add a theme. That's cool. It's different. It's a neat theme. It's just not really ingrained into the game particularly well. And that's fine. Aesthetics and the quality of the components here. I like the look of the game. I like the symbols they picked. I like the color palette that they went with. And the game is made very well from a component quality standpoint. Cards are linen finished. They're nice. They're large cards. The tokens are okay. They're not fantastic, but they're not bad. And that's it for the components, really. So that's pretty good. I enjoy the aesthetics in the game. The replayability and the scalability. I like the replayability in this. This is the kind of game that to me feels like a classic trick-taking game with just a little bit of a twist. And a twist that's not weird. A twist that I could see myself playing with, mom and pop, right? This is the kind of game that to me feels like the one where you go to grandma's house and you open up the closet and take it off the top shelf and you spend the evening laughing a bit and playing some cards. It's got that feeling, As far as scalability goes, I think it's pretty good. I know if you have players that don't enjoy holding a lot of cards, then you probably don't want to play with the lower play accounts. Because if you play with 3, you are holding 1/3 of the deck in your hand at the beginning. So that's a consideration, but I think it scales just fine. More players, you're going to have a little less control, but everybody has a little less control, so it evens out. The game length is maybe a hair long, but again, this could be said about a lot of trick-taking games. You could always change the target victory points anyway. It's to 100 in the rule book. If you want to go till someone gets to 80, then do that, But if you are making an evening of it anyway, then I don't think it's a problem. It's a little long for me because, again, I just think trick-taking games sort of operate that way, but it isn't it's not long to a fault or anything. It's just a hair long. The ease of play, fiddliness, age appropriateness. I think the age appropriateness, no problem. Anybody could play this. The fiddliness, I was afraid of at first, but it's not really an issue. Taking those Cobra tokens and throwing them back in, that's it. And that works well. I'm glad the tokens are in there. I'm glad they're not making you write something down or something horrible like that. So that works for me. And then the ease of play and teaching the game, I think just about anybody could pick this up. It is that smooth. It's a well thought out system here. Lastly, tactics and strategy, which of course involves luck. Yeah, there's a little bit of that, but it's largely a very straightforward game once you know how to play it. Once you've played this game a few times, there's not going to be a whole lot of sitting around going, ooh, what do I play? How do I tactically manipulate this situation? No. If you want to play low, play low. If you don't want to win, if you're hoping to get tokens, if you want to score, play high. Play that Cobra to score when you have 7, no matter what. Even if you can't win straight up, right? If you can win, then just do that. But, you use it to, share the win. Whatever the case may be. So, tactically, it's interesting, but you figure it out, The luck is certainly there, but you're being dealt so many cards that I think it evens out. But you have to be smart with your hand. So, a little bit of strategy is certainly part of it. But like many other trick-taking games, it becomes second nature as you're playing. You know what you want to do. Boom, boom, you throw cards out. So that's it. Again, this one is really neat. I enjoyed it a lot. It's one that I would recommend you check out if you like trick-taking games, but are not necessarily preoccupied with them being tricky and new and modern, and a twist on something. This one, while clever, doesn't feel like the kind of game that it would be mind-blowing to grandma, because she wouldn't get it. It's like, oh, all these powers and weird, tricky things you can do. No. I think, just about anybody could play this, and I hope it becomes the kind of game that a diverse, age family can sit around and play. So there you have it. That is Cobras. This one's going to get a seal of approval from me. Really neat stuff. Check it out. It's a good one, folks. So add Cobras to your collection. Look into it. It might become a favorite for your family as well. Cobras.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.